Hi, I'm Colin Shantz, CEO of Copper Tree Solutions, and today we're going to be talking about IT challenges in COVID times. One of the things that's happening to a lot of organizations as a result of COVID is they're starting to realize just how critical IT is to their operations. For years, there's been a lot of people that had the ability to work remotely, but maybe didn't really leverage it. And obviously, in the last little while, everybody's been forced into that. And so there's been a lot of people trying things that they've never really tried before, and there's been some learning that has had to go along with that. And I think it's also been somewhat eye opening in some ways to realize just what's possible. And when you stop and see what's available, what kinds of tools are out there, what kind of technology is available, there's a lot of things that can be very helpful in driving your business forward. And one of the things that we've seen as an organization in our industry is people starting to take advantage of those tools. I think there's going to be a permanent shift to more of a remote work model, whether that's, you know, entire companies that are getting rid of their offices, or whether that's, just more being more flexible. I think that's something that every organization needs to be ready for. And at this stage, most organizations have the tools in place to be able to do that. Probably the biggest challenge that I see with working remotely is actually not technology. It's changing our organizations to figure out how to manage people when they aren't in the office, and still maintain that sense of community and that sense of camaraderie and just being a team. There's things that need to be done differently than they ever did before, and it's not really a technology challenge, although there's tools available that can help with some of those things. I think the biggest thing is changing processes and changing our mindset when it comes to how we manage people remotely. With Copper Tree, one of the ways we help leverage technology during this time of COVID is we really look for ways to leverage your existing tools. There's been a lot of companies that adopted, maybe they had Teams or they had Zoom or different platform like that, and they weren't really fully utilizing it. Maybe it was just something that they had there for the odd meeting, or as the case of Microsoft Teams, a lot of organizations, they might be using the broader Office 365 platform, and Teams is a part of that. They might own it, but they've just never really used it. So one of the things that we help our clients do is figure out ways to leverage those existing technologies that they already own. Most organizations have figured out how to leverage some of the video conferencing tools that are out there. It's maybe not quite the same as an in-person meeting, but it's certainly a good way to stay connected today. We're using it with our clients, and I think that in the beginning of COVID, there was a lot of people that were still somewhat uncomfortable maybe doing a video conference rather than an in-person meeting, and that has certainly changed over the last year. And I would say that as of today, most people are leveraging the tools and are pretty comfortable doing so. Things have changed, but work still needs to be done. And one of the things that we've done here at Copper Tree is, we used to go on site to do regular monthly maintenance. We'd go on site to each of our clients and spend some time working with the users, talking to the users while we do the technology alignment each month. And we've moved that largely remote. We're finding ways to leverage technology, whether it's sending out surveys instead of talking to them face to face to solicit the issues, or just connecting into their system remotely and doing the work that way. It's not quite the same, but I think everybody's had to adapt and leverage the tools that are available. And I think some of that is actually going to stay as we move forward beyond this. When we can go back, we're going to use some of those tools going forward as well. Some of the ways that our clients are leveraging tools to work remotely has changed as they have more people working remotely now. I think there's different security considerations that need to be looked at, particularly if there was people that are working from home all day every day rather than occasionally. We put different tools in place, and there's tools available now that can streamline that process quite a lot and essentially give you the same experience no matter where you are, whether it's looking at a zero trust network access solution, whether it's looking at an RDS environment or moving more to web-based applications. Each situation is somewhat unique, but ultimately what everybody's looking for is how can we work seamlessly, whether we're in the office, whether we're at home, whether we're on the road, whether we're traveling, whether we're working on a laptop or a mobile device. How do we get access to our information from everywhere? And the technology is certainly available today, and that's something that we've been helping our clients leverage through all of this. As we've all made the shift to working remotely, it's become more and more important to really emphasize the communication and collaboration amongst the different members of a team. I think one of the big worries that everybody had when this all started was, how are we going to maintain our culture, and how are we going to stay connected with the team, and how are we going to make sure that we're all still on the same page, and that we're not just a bunch of people alone at home. And there's certainly technology that can make that easier. It's not necessarily the same as being in the office together, but we've seen quite a bit of success with leveraging tools like Teams or Zoom or something like that. And it requires some focused energy and some thought, that you have to put some structured communications in place and make sure that there's formal touch points in place where everybody can touch base with whether it be with their manager, or whether it be with just the broader team. One of the benefits of adopting all the tools that we've become fairly familiar with over the last year, like the remote work platforms and collaboration tools, is that it's going to make life easier as we go forward. Whether it's increased flexibility, somebody needs to work from home for a day or two, it'll be very easy to do that. Or whether it's a company being able to downsize some of their physical space and maybe cut their overhead a little bit. I think there's some real benefits to some of the things that are being put in place, and it'll be interesting over the next couple of years to see how the workplace might change permanently, and how we're going to take advantage of some of these things. Thank you for joining us today as we talk about IT challenges. To learn more about our company, please visit us at coppertreesolutions.ca.